Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the FUNimation dub of episode 87 of Dragon Ball Super. We begin this episode with Goku bringing up the Super Dragon Balls in the hopes of convincing Android 17 to join the Universe 7 team of the Tournament of Power. Goku goes into greater detail about how a wish from the Super Dragon Balls is the true prize for winning the Tournament of Power, and that the Super Dragon Balls are significantly more powerful than the Earth Dragon Balls, and the Namekian Dragon Balls for that matter. Android 17 is surprised that Goku is trying to persuade him by bringing up the true prize for winning the tournament, but Goku admits that he needs to convince Android 17 to join the 7th Universe team no matter what it takes. But Android 17 also admits that the Super Dragon Balls do sound rather impressive. Suddenly, the alien poacher vehicle from the end of the previous episode arrives on the island and uses a tractor beam in order to kidnap all the animals on the island. This action is what leads to Android 17 realizing that these aliens are poachers, and he intends to go and rescue these animals. Goku also goes to help Android 17 out too. So, using instant transmission, Goku, with Android 17 holding onto him, teleports onto the alien poacher vehicle, and the duo end up in a room that's filled with many animals in cages. Android 17 notices how the alien poachers have been to other planets too, because he notices that some of the animals in the cages are animals from other planets. The alarm on the vehicle goes off, and some of the alien poachers enter the room to take care of Goku and Android 17. Android 17 makes a point to tell Goku that he wants to avoid causing too much damage to the vehicle, because he doesn't want to cause too much damage to the point that it could lead to the animals being sent out into the vacuum of space. And Goku says that he will keep that in mind. Back on Earth, Krillin notices how Goku's energy signature is heading further away, and he wonders if Goku managed to convince Android 17 to join the 7th Universe team. Android 18 admits to being worried because she says that she thinks Goku and Android 17 share something in common with each other: immaturity. Back on the alien poacher vehicle, Android 17 decides to go find the leader of the alien poachers and leaves Goku to deal with the minions, and Goku is not happy about this. Soon enough, Android 17 finds the alien poacher boss in the control room, and he arrives just when the alien poacher boss is gloating about kidnapping the Minotaurus. The alien poacher boss sends out some elite soldiers to fight Android 17, but Android 17 is able to defeat these elite soldiers rather easily. Android 17 says he's willing to spare the life of the alien poacher boss if he returns all the animals that he kidnapped, but the alien poacher boss refuses to listen to Android 17's advice. Goku arrives into the control room just when Android 17 inquires the alien poacher boss about his interest in the Minotaurus, and the alien poacher boss simply admits that his motives are not too different from the Earth poachers. He just wants money. He also brings up how there are some rumors that the horns of the Minotaurus are ingredients for an immortality potion, but he admits he doesn't know how true these rumors are. He's still just more interested in the money than anything else. The alien poacher boss also tries to bribe Goku and Android 17 with money, but Android 17's response is to attack the alien poacher boss, and the alien poacher boss is very hurt after Android 17's attack. Android 17 also clarifies that even though the alien poacher boss accuses Android 17 of just trying to act virtuous to make himself feel better, but Android 17 clarifies he's not interested in virtue. He just got tired of hearing the alien poacher boss ramble. So the alien poacher boss then decides to come up with another threat. He pulls out a switch, and he says if he activates this switch, he will self-destruct and take everyone on the vehicle with him. At Capsule Corporation, Beerus wakes up, admitting to Whis that he just had a dream where Goku died, and he has fears that this dream could be a bad omen. Back on the alien poacher vehicle, we see that the alien poacher boss hasn't activated the switch just yet. He continues to just explain that the explosive is within himself, and he tries to claim that, he says that he won't activate the explosive within him if Goku and Android 17 let him go. But Android 17 tells Goku to take care of the animals for him, and Android 17 also wants Goku to give his regards, or give Android 17's regards to Android 17's wife, kids, and sister Android 18, because Android 17 actually decides to tackle the alien poacher boss, so the both of them are sent out into space. So now there's a hole in the window, and but the door to the control room is closed, so it's just the control room that's affected by the broken window. Goku, though, transforms into Super Saiyan Blue, and he uses instant transmission while he's holding on to Android 17 and the alien poacher boss. So this sends all three of them to King Kai's planet, and Goku admits to King Kai after introducing him to Android 17 that he was hoping to bring the alien poacher boss here, like what happened with Cell back in the Cell saga. And King Kai is not happy about Goku treating his planet like the, King Kai says King Kai, Bubbles, and Gregory make it very clear they're not happy about Goku treating them like they're the bomb squad. But Goku acts rather dismissive towards King Kai's concerns by pointing out that the alien poacher boss can't handle the gravity of King Kai's planet. And sure enough, we do see the alien poacher boss isn't able to stand up in this gravity. And he also says it doesn't matter because King Kai is already dead. Even though in the Buu saga, it was established that if a dead person dies again, then they're erased from existence. But then Dende manages to contact Goku telepathically, and Dende tells Goku that the alien poacher boss is lying about having an explosive within himself. This was just a ruse in order to get away from, or to escape. So after Goku makes this clear to Android 17, Android 17 actually insists that the alien poacher boss activate the switch he's holding. And the results... when he does activate the switch, confetti comes out of the alien poacher boss. He admits that this was for a surprise birthday party that he was going to go to later. So, back on Earth, Goku, Android 17, and the alien poacher boss, they're back on Earth, or the alien poacher vehicle is back on Earth now. The alien poacher boss and his minions are all in the cages now, while the animals have been set free. And Goku also contacted Jocko. Goku also introduces Jocko and Android 17 to each other, but Android 17 mistakes Jocko's name for Taco, and Jocko says he doesn't look like a taco. But yes, Jocko says it was good that Goku contacted him because the Galactic Patrol have been trying to capture these alien poachers for quite some time now, but because the alien poachers were never in one location for too long, it was difficult to try and find them. So Jocko does, oh, and Jocko does admit that he's going to take all the credit for the capture because this happened in his jurisdiction. And so Jocko uses a cable from his vehicle to attach it to the vehicle of the alien poachers so that he can pull the alien poacher vehicle away to take the alien poachers into custody. So Jocko says his goodbyes to Goku and Android 17, and he leaves to bring the alien poachers to justice. So after Jocko leaves, Android 17 tells Goku that he will participate in the Tournament of Power. He feels like he owes Goku a solid, and he'll trust Goten and Trunks to watch over the island during the time frame that the Tournament of Power takes place during. Android 17 also adds that he's thought of a wish he wants from the Super Dragon Balls. He wants to wish for a cruise liner because he wishes to travel Earth with his family. Android 17 then inquires Goku about what his wish on the Super Dragon Balls would be, but then he decides that's probably a dumb question for someone who's all about saving the Earth. But then Goku admits to Android 17 he's never really thought about it along the lines of saving the Earth. He admits his main motive is to fight strong opponents. But at the same time, Goku does make a point to say that he can't stand seeing harm come to any innocent lives, and he's still willing to help these innocent lives out. Android 17 refers to Goku as fascinating, and Goku credits his adoptive grandfather for the way he acts. Android 17 does admit that it's kind of strange that he's going to be on the same side as Goku, because Dr. Gero had intended for Android 17 to take out Goku. But Goku mentions this is hardly the first time that he's become allies with previous enemies. He brings up Tien, Piccolo, and Vegeta as examples. And Android 17 also inquires Goku about if Krillin will be part of the 7th Universe team. He refers to Krillin as his brother at first, which confuses Goku until he realizes that Krillin is Android 17's brother-in-law, and then understands what Android 17 meant. And Android 17 is also surprised to hear that Boo will be joining the team, remembering when Goku used the Super Spirit Bomb against Boo. So this indicates that Android 17 retained his memories of Boo when the Earth Dragon Balls undid the memories of the ordinary citizens. Yes, Android 17 still remembers Boo, even though Shenron had granted a wish to erase the memories of Boo from the ordinary inhabitants of Earth. Android 17 was not included in that wish. But Goku does clarify that the Boo that's on their team is the good Boo, not Kid Boo. So Android 17 admits that it looks like they're forming quite an impressive team for the Tournament of Power. Next up, we head to the Null Realm, where we see the arena for the Tournament of Power is still being constructed slowly but steadily, and that is how we end this episode. So there you go. We ended up receiving a two-parter for Android 17 being recruited for the Universe 7 team of the Tournament of Power. And part 2 is considered to be a rather weird episode. Or, yeah, I would admit part 2 is a bit on the weird side. I know I've heard some fans say that they definitely favored part 1 over part 2, and I do agree. I do prefer part 1. Part 2 isn't really one of my favorite episodes, but at the same time, I don't really have too many issues with it. It's more like, I guess you could say, for me, yeah, I do think of part 2 of the Android 17 recruitment two-parter to be really weird, but I do also just roll with it or take it for what it is sort of thing. And it does have its good points. Like, I do like how this part did show Goku and Android 17 bonding with each other. Yes, they they became better friends over the course of the episode, even though they just met in the previous episode, and we did get to see them show off some teamwork. So it did have its good points, and I did like seeing Jocko again, so I liked that as well. I also liked seeing King Kai, Bubbles, and Gregory show up, but I did feel bad for them because Goku was planning to have the alien poacher boss blow up on their planet, like what happened back in the Cell Saga with Cell. And it was especially, I was definitely surprised that Goku forgot about the fact that a dead person dying again is erased from existence. So yeah, I did feel bad for King Kai and his companions, but thankfully they ended up not being in any danger because the alien poacher boss simply had confetti inside of him, not an explosive. And yeah, like I mentioned before, Android 17 does call back to the Boo saga, which indicates that his memories of Boo were not erased like the ordinary inhabitants of Earth. So that's a small detail, but it does bring up, it does fill in some blanks for some fans, I'm sure. And another big detail, though, was Goku explaining his motives to Android 17 because, yeah, Goku's motives have always been a point of argument for many fans. Yes, Goku, yeah, he admits that his motives are, or he's mostly motivated by fighting stronger opponents, but at the same time, he still does care about innocent lives, and he doesn't like when innocent lives are put into harm's way. And I do think it's important that they did bring that up because, like I said, Goku's personality and his motives are debated highly among many fans. And yeah, part of that is because the anime for regular, yeah, at least for Dragon Ball Z, the anime for Dragon Ball Z did portray Goku with his heroic qualities played up more. Now, regular Dragon Ball Z's Funimation dub, Goku was portrayed a bit more heroically, or his heroic traits were played up a bit more. But at the same time, it is fair to point out that even the subbed version of the anime played up Goku's more heroic qualities compared to the manga, or manga if you prefer. And Akira Toriyama did mention in an interview once that he wasn't happy with how Toei Animation had played up Goku's more heroic qualities in the anime. And this has led to some fans thinking that the way Goku is usually portrayed in Dragon Ball Super as being them trying to overcorrect that. Because in Dragon Ball Super, both the anime and the manga, Goku isn't portrayed quite as heroically compared to the anime version of Dragon Ball Z. Now, some fans, though, insist that this is the true Goku's personality, or this is how Goku really is, and that some fans were just brainwashed by the Funimation dub. But on the other hand, some fans have pointed out, even reading the manga version of Dragon Ball Z, Goku still is portrayed with some traits exaggerated in Dragon Ball Super. And yeah, I did read the manga for Dragon Ball Z, and I do agree that some of Goku's traits were played up a little bit more in Dragon Ball Super. I do agree that Goku's, while Goku always has been very battle happy, I do think that sometimes Dragon Ball Super does play that up a little too much. And I do agree that Dragon Ball Super sometimes portrays Goku's more buffoonish traits. Or yeah, I do think sometimes they do portray Goku in a more buffoonish light compared to how he was in the manga version of Dragon Ball Z. Because in the manga version, yeah, Goku might not have been as heroic as the anime of Dragon Ball Z portrayed him, but he still was concerned about innocent lives. He was not happy about Frieza's actions and misdemeanors against the Namekians. He didn't appreciate when Dr. Gero was harming innocent lives in the Android saga, and he went out of his way to find a new Guardian of Earth, Dende, so that they could bring back the innocent lives that Cell had taken during the events of the Cell saga right before the Cell game started. So I do bring this up because, like I said, some fans do kind of exaggerate Goku's less heroic traits, saying that he only ever cares about a good battle and doesn't care what happens to innocent lives, but that's not accurate either. Yes, I feel some fans exaggerate Goku's less flattering qualities in a misguided attempt to overcorrect his more heroic traits being played up more in the Dragon Ball Z anime. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, another point where you could argue Goku not really letting a good battle get the better of him was during the Buu saga, because Goku did admit that if he used Super Saiyan 3, he could have finished off Fat Buu if he actually put any effort into it, but he didn't because he wanted the younger generation to finish off Buu, because he figured that if the younger generation just kept relying on him to solve all their problems for them, they wouldn't be able to defend themselves, which would cause problems in the long run. So you could argue, yeah, Goku cared about innocent lives in the sense that he didn't want them to be too dependent on him, or else they'd be history in the long run, because Goku knows one day he's going to stay dead for good. So yeah, that's another example of Goku not letting a good battle get the better of him. I mean, it does happen. Like I said, it's more trying to find that. Yeah, it's just more that some portrayals do tend to exaggerate certain traits of Goku. I do agree with that. And I do think Goku is a character where some fans will either exaggerate his heroic qualities and downplay his less flattering qualities, but some fans go the opposite extreme of playing up his less flattering qualities and downplaying his more heroic qualities. So, yeah, like among some fans that or at least with some people I personally know that I watch the Dragon Ball franchise with, I tend to refer to that tendency as the Goku syndrome. The situation where a character's traits, where some fans either go one extreme with playing up certain character traits or go the opposite extreme of playing up other traits and downplaying the other. But yeah, Goku seems to be a character that a lot of fans do exaggerate, whether it's more heroic or less flattering qualities. Goku can't seem to catch a break with people exaggerating him one way or another. But yeah, I went on a little rant there, I admit, but yeah, that's always been a sticking point for me, how some fans do seem to exaggerate Goku one way or another, and when some fans point out they feel one portrayal is an exaggeration, other fans accuse them of just being brainwashed by a different exaggeration and not really seeing the middle ground. But yeah, I digress now. Otherwise, I did like how Goku did bring up his adoptive grandfather, but in the Funimation dub, it was more of an indirect mention. In the Funimation dub, he just calls him the old man, but yeah, in the sub version, he does explicitly mention his adoptive grandfather. But yeah, it was nice to see Grandpa Gohan get a mention, since he doesn't usually seem to be brought up too often. So otherwise, yeah, I think that's about it. So Android 17 has now joined the Tournament of Power, or the Universe 7 team for the Tournament of Power. And Piccolo is going to join too. Gohan did meet Piccolo, and Piccolo is helping Gohan to get some last-minute training in before the Tournament of Power starts. So they have to find Master Roshi now to recruit him, and they need to find a 10th member of the Tournament of Power. Now, if you've already seen the sub version or you read up on what happens ahead, then you know who they're going to recruit to fill in that 10th spot. But for the sake of the dub-only viewers, I won't mention that detail just yet. Now, the other important detail I should mention is it looks like there won't be a Funimation dub episode of Dragon Ball Super next weekend. Yes. Now, I knew there was going to be a break in November, but what surprised me is that the break is happening the weekend before Thanksgiving, not the Thanksgiving weekend, because usually the Thanksgiving weekend is the weekend that they take a break. But from what I've gathered from the schedule, it looks like the break is going to happen the weekend before Thanksgiving, and there will be a new Funimation dub episode on the Thanksgiving weekend. So yeah, that means there won't be a recap and thoughts video next Sunday, but the Sunday after that, there will be a recap and thoughts video. So I just thought I'd give a heads up for anyone who's a dub-only viewer or who's interested in catching the Funimation dub. So we're going to have to be a little more patient sooner than I anticipated. But yes, patience is not an issue for me, but I do encourage others to hang in there. We just have to wait one extra week before we resume the recruitment sub-saga of the Universe Survival Saga. So otherwise, there we go for this particular episode. So as of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 87 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time.